Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is February 17, 2021, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of today, Bitcoin to new record highs above 50K. We did mention it yesterday, but first, looking at the economic calendar of the day, coming out of the United Kingdom at 9 a.m. South African time, we have a yearly CPI number coming out, an important inflationary number, and then at 3:30 South African time out of the United States, core retail sales numbers coming out. Now, looking at the various markets, first starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the dollar gain versus the major pairs, while in the indices we saw the Dow Jones and NASDAQ retrace after hitting record highs. And in commodities, we saw gold plummet while oil remaining strong. And in stocks, JP Morgan hitting record highs at $144 a share. We're going to take a look at that. And of course, Bitcoin above 50K. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to take a look first at the Euro USD. And as you can see, look at this plummet, okay? A nice little retracement. Hard to really anticipate this because this is really just something that has been coming out of the blue in a certain sense. And the reason I say that is because if we look at the Dow Jones, it did retrace. And generally, that makes the dollar stronger. So that is a inverse relationship, and that really didn't correlate there. However, we are at previous support level at this 120.85-ish level. So we did retrace about 60 to 70 pips. Still a decent move for the day, but this is systemic, which means it's across the board. We look at the British pound. We saw it retrace also, and it's now trading on a 4-hour chart just between our two intervals of 8-day and 30-day moving average. That's an important number. So I guess it just wants to be neutral before this major number coming out this morning. Now looking at gold, look at this plummeting, okay? Down from 1821 down to 1790-ish level. If you look at that, that's our previous support level at 1790. So that's an important number. If we look at a daily, that's as low as we've gotten since we were back in August at record highs. So this is really an important interval. We did test it a couple times before. So if it does break further, we could see a further correction in gold, believe it or not. I'm not sure that it will. I think it's going to bounce off of this area. Okay, it's more likely to bounce off of this area, but just be aware if there is further selling. Now looking at oil, retracing but staying steady. Okay, a lot of issues in regards to oil right now. Specifically, the US is being hit by a ridiculous winter, and what's driving the price of oil is actually not because people are consuming it so much, but because it's hard to actually transport. So that is driving the price of oil a little bit higher here to $60 a barrel. Now jumping into the indices, the Dow Jones retracing yesterday from its highs from 645 high down to the 31,400-ish level. Now we are at that area right now, but I would keep an eye on the Nikkei later today. Now the reason I'm not saying that we're going to retrace so aggressively here is because when we look at the major stock, JP Morgan, we had a gap up yesterday and a gap and go, which is very bullish formation. And JP Morgan, being part of the bank sector, which is traded on the Dow, is a very, very important sector. So looking at this, I'm more inclined to say that we're going to have a follow through later today as this hit record highs. Now this did hit record highs on the back of just generally the financial sector being hit with very positive news, specifically with Bitcoin being above 50K. Now looking at the NASDAQ, we did retrace and not bouncing as aggressively. Okay, so this is something to keep an eye out later today, specifically looking at the FANG stocks to see if they're going to revive themselves. So far, they've been pretty tame. Okay, now Microsoft retraced as well. Now looking at Bitcoin, record highs, 50,729, even following through this morning. And this means that this could go up to, believe it or not, the next round number is 100K. Okay, I'm not saying that this is the point to buy it and to chase it up, but at these intervals, this thing is going to be considerably pushed higher. Okay, it's just a matter of time. We did mention that earlier yesterday. Now looking at Microsoft, back to the stocks, you see we pretty much consolidated yesterday. We did sell off from our highs from 244, but still relatively strong. Okay, it's relatively on its all-time highs if we look at a 30-minute chart. So Market is still consolidating and is taking into effect this new world that we live in with Bitcoin being above 50K. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.